Hi folks, this is Amy Posniak, your instructor for Advanced Graphics, and just wanted to touch base real quickly about the course and what you can expect. This course, we've tried to make it very flexible with regards to software, with everything that's going on with Adobe and some of the opportunities that you have out there. So I'm really excited that we have 11 people in this class. I've never had that many. Usually I have one, two, four at the top. So I think we're going to have some great fun. I have opened up your course. By no means is it ready. But I wanted you to be able to take a look at it, and I want to describe a little bit of what will happen. So I'm just going to pull the Blackboard component over real quickly, and then we'll go from there. I also want to give you some history about the software choices that you have and some exciting news. So if you go into course assignments in Blackboard, you're going to kind of see my normal layout. Before, we would use all Adobe products for this course, from Illustrator, InDesign, and Photoshop. And because Adobe didn't want to play so nice in the sandbox, we started to open that up. So with the vector-based graphics, which are the illustrated items, where you can use Adobe Illustrator, you can use something called Ink, you can use something called Adobe Magic, or Vector Magic, excuse me, and we'll kind of talk about that when we get there. When you get to the desktop publishing piece, many of you had that with my colleague Linda, and she showed you InDesign and she showed you as well Publisher. So whatever you're comfortable with, you can use in this course. Okay, and you can kind of see a theme throughout here called the Community Project Debrief. I want you to start thinking about this. This is going to be your main assignment that you come up with on your own to make it meaningful for you. So I've had students work on business websites, I've had them work on events, I've had them work on products, but it incorporates all the pieces from Photoshop to vector-based images for logos to the layout and design with your desktop publishing skills using Publisher or InDesign, and also your web work. And so if you stumble upon a project, kind of keep that in the back of your mind, because we'll be debriefing. You'll be writing a proposal. How many hours do you need? How much would this project cost? A couple ideas of where you would go with it, and we'll kind of lay that out as we go through the course. That is the big part of your coursework. So looking for the roughs, they'll be due at the end of April, and then the comps, which will be your finished product, will be due the end of April as well on the 27th. And we'll debrief more about that. What I'm really excited about is this feature right here, the Adobe Creative Cloud Student Access. We are piloting, and thank your lucky stars, access to the Creative Cloud through a secondary server. And so I want to show you what that looks like. This is how you will log in, and this means you can use Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop on our dime. When you get to this website, it's going to look like this. This is all web-based, so you're going to type in lowercase WITC / your student ID, your password that you normally use, and then you're going to sign in. And here is all of our softwares virtually. And if you click on this Adobe, there it is. You can click on Photoshop, and there it is. I'm so excited. So I would like to see if this works for you. And again, you just sign out at the end and it will be fantastic. All right, so that's my exciting news. The other thing I wanted to show you, when we get into this course in the beginning, we are going to use something called Collaborate. And if you click on this, I'm going to open it in a new tab. What this allows us to have is virtual meetings right in Blackboard, and I am so excited about this. I couldn't get my camera to work here a little bit ago, but very much like Skype, but nothing else is needed to download. So we can have our microphones, we can have meetings, raise questions. This is where we be talking about the community project and also checking in at the beginning of the semester. I need to know what software you're going to be using, if it's CS6, if it's the Creative Cloud, you name it. And that's where I'm going to go next, is the advanced Photoshop. When you get into the advanced Photoshop, sorry if you hear some pounding, my girls are still at home, you will be using a book. But I didn't want to send the book through our bookstore just because we have so many people using different softwares, and we're only going to be using the first 5 chapters. So let me walk you through some options. If you go to course.com and you type in either this ISBN or this ISBN, you can see these numbers here, and I'll include that in the email message for you. And I'm just going to take a snip of these right now. So we're going to go, I'm going to take a lovely little snip so I don't have to come back here again. Okay. If you already have CS6, or that's what you have at high school or wherever, go to this book right here, the CS6 Advanced Adobe Photoshop. If you're using Creative Cloud, use this book. Now I'm going to show you the Creative Cloud book, and it will work the same for the other book as well. You're going to come in here, and then you're going to say buy or rent. Now to buy, 83 bucks. You don't need to do that. I would choose to rent. And I've been doing this a lot with my students, and it's working well. You come down to rental, and you can rent it until 2/29 for 12.99, or you can rent it until March 30th for 15 bucks, your call. Any of these options, you add that to the cart, they'll mail it to you. In the interim, you'll have the access to those. Okay, um, and it's just fantastic. And then you mail them back the book, and away you go. Okay, the other thing you can do, you can always go to Amazon, and I've used them a lot as well. You can rent books from them as well. Now this is pretty pricey. I'm surprised that this one is this much to rent, but uh, it, it's just another fantastic way to rent a textbook. Again, I'm sorry that I didn't push this through the WITC bookstore, but because we're only using a few chapters, and because you can rent it for $12.99, I thought this was the best way to go about it. If anybody is having issues with this, please contact me and we'll figure out some type of workaround. But this is for your benefit to keep the costs down. All right. So I really look forward to working with you in advanced graphics, one of my favorite classes. We kind of pull everything together. Again, this book is, or excuse me, this course is open, but it is not ready. I'm going to leave it open so you can take a peek at this. I don't generally do this, but there's assignments I have to add and just syllabi and all of that. So again, I hope this video helps. Looking forward to using Collaborate and getting to work with y'all. Happy New Year.